So today is August 25th. This is William Simpson, and this is the little boy that we rescued. He lost his mommy off the range back 12 days ago on August 12th. And as you can see, since we don't have a little barn for this kind of work, I mean, we're trying to wing it and makeshift whatever we can with the small budget that we have. So we have to actually use our horse trailer as his temporary barn, and we built a little corral around it because we don't have the money right now to have a barn for these kind of rescues. So this little guy, now we don't have a horse trailer available for any other rescues we have to do, and we right now have a trap set for a mommy that looks like she's got a problem, and a little baby, a little filly that's very young. So we're working hard on multiple levels, including with our heritage herd. Here's a family that this is Leggy, and that's right there is Phoenix, and then her son Felix, and they're in here inside the compound. We have them in here to have company for this little boy because he hasn't had the right kind of social interactions, and we're trying to give him some friends and exposure. So they're providing some sort of additional support, if you will. They come over and share breath with him and look at him, and he feels comfortable seeing these other horses right here close. Of course, we do have quite a few horses out here. You know, we have the heritage herd and every day people think we're just up here picking berries or something, but you know, it's not that easy. We have to survey the herd, make sure everybody's okay, look for injuries, look for babies missing. There's just a lot we have to do when you have this many horses. You know, and this is, again, these are a national treasure. Beyond just being wild horses, they're a cultural heritage herd that we're fortunate enough to own and manage, so that we can protect them at a level related to livestock protection. So benefits the landscape, benefits the horses, benefits the county, because this landscape is covered with fuel. Although in the area of our immediate area of our ranch, like this meadow here, this is grazed at a really good level. It's not grazed to the dirt, it's grazed down to stubble, and then it's been reseeded by their dung, so we're in good shape there. But you know, what I need people watching this video to appreciate the fact that we work from dawn to dusk. I'm up till 2 in the morning most nights writing and documenting our research. But we don't have the money to do everything we need to do. I mean, we need a barn. You know, this isn't a good thing here, tying up our horse trailer to be a barn for this baby, but he needs to go in at night because it's cold now. And he doesn't have the kind of body mass where he can generate heat. He doesn't have a mommy, and we want to protect him to make sure no predator gets him as well. So this is not ideal, because now our horse trailer is tied up, and we're going to need it here pretty quick. So we want people to understand we're not up here picking berries. We're working our butts off up here with very little money, and quite frankly having to deal with unappreciative government agencies, people that don't understand wild horses, that have been brainwashed by these government agencies, that are dictated to by the politicians, that are dependent on campaign contributions from the corporation. There's nobody at the BLM that has the experience that we have here living among wild horses at Wild Horse Ranch. 10 years of experience living among the herd, looking at every aspect of their behavioral ecology and ethology. Nobody's done that. Nobody. I mean, I wish somebody would send me an email and say, here's somebody who's lived among the herd for 10 years that has all this data. There isn't anybody. There just isn't. There's people that go out there with binoculars and go camping for 3-4 days, but you miss so much. You got to be out there all day, every day, 24/7, 4 seasons a year for years to really gather it all in. And quite frankly, we've done this 10 years. We learn new stuff every day still. So I'd have to live a couple more lifetimes to understand really what these horses are about. So we need your help and support. We need to get a baby barn right away. We need a baby barn. We don't have the money for it. So we need to build a dedicated corral with a baby barn for the little babies that we're trying to save, like this little guy right here. This little boy, he needs help, and we're doing the best we can for him. And he lived a hard life out there on the range, attacked by predators probably. It ain't no picnic up here in these mountains. This is the serious stuff up here. We have lions and bears and you name it, they're up here. Here's another instance of we're struggling with underfunding. We need bigger corrals and more panels. This mare is underweight and she's got a nursing baby, so we've brought her in so she doesn't have to travel with the family and burn calories. We wormed her, and now we're giving her high value nutrition. She's eating first cutting alfalfa there, so it's high in protein, so we're getting weight back on her. Over here in another corral, we have a baby that has a laceration on her right front leg with her mommy, and the laceration is so bad that she can't afford to be walking around and trying to keep up with a family that's moving. These horses, even though they only range a little ways from our ranch on the open range here, legally, by the way. They're legally on the open range, but I don't know if you can see that cut, but she got a wire cut, there it is, on her right upper leg there. Now it's granulating. They've been in this corral for 6 days, I think now, but keeping her from having to walk so far every day is healing this wound. Now we have a lot of experience with healing wounds like this, more than probably anybody else. I've treated dozens of wire cuts and impacts from sticks. I've had horses impacted with impaled with sticks from running through the forest at night, with lions and things. And these are natural events. There's nothing we can do about it. It's what happens out here in the mountains in the open range. But this mare and this baby had to come in. Well, here again, we don't have a barn. We don't have what we really need. And we're quick, we could just say, okay, this is natural selection, just leave her out there and let the cards fall where they will. But the thing is we don't want to do that. If we have a chance to provide support, then we do it. We intervene, because I think seeing a little baby like this injured and then not doing anything is heartless. So we've intervened here. If we weren't here, this baby would be dead by now, just so everybody's clear. Coyotes would take this baby down and she'd get eaten alive, literally eaten alive. So we've prevented that, and now she's going to heal. She is healing. We've been studying this wound. It's not infected, and it's healing naturally. And this is a strong little filly, so she's going to be fine. But we just have to keep her in this corral. We really need a barn, and we need bigger corrals. We need more panels. And so, we're doing the best we can with what we've got up here on the mountain. Again, people think we're just up here like picking berries and writing stories, but we're managing a herd of horses up here, and we're using low impact. They're a cultural heritage treasure. Their ancestors were seen by Drake in 1580. And so we're doing what needs to be done. There's a better look at that wound. Well, for a moment. But anyway, she got friends that are keeping her company here. So this works out good for this little filly. She's gonna heal up. And but we need better funding. I mean, you look at the people that are out there that have huge millions of dollars, and what are they doing? Ask yourself, what are they really doing? I mean, they take a lot of pictures of things that we know are not good. The horror show, the BLM roundups that are unnecessary and actually ill-advised because it creates more fire fuel. We know these things. We have to take action and do what we can to preserve wild horses and these cultural heritage horses. They have to be preserved, and you can't preserve them by sterilizing them and castrating them and put them into sanctuaries. That doesn't preserve. That's not evolutionary conservation. What that is yeah, those horses that don't go to the slaughter auction, yeah, they have lives, they're saved, but their lives are not natural. They don't have families and babies. That's part of a natural living. That's part of the natural cycle. They don't have the enjoyment of those kind of families anymore. Yeah, they get to live, but what kind of life is it? See, we have to understand life from their perspective, not what we think is good. It's like, can you imagine somebody telling you what you ought to do with your life and telling you that that's what's best for you, a stranger? No, that's not how it is. And it's the same thing with these horses. These horses appreciate their families. They love their families. Here's a rescued mare that integrated into, this is one of the BLM horses that was going to slaughter. She's got a hot brand on her butt, 3,500. But that's that little guy right behind her with the notched ear. See, he's a local boy. Now he's taking care of her, and she joined up with this. This is a little, family. The roan on the other side there, beautiful roan. He's a gelding. He was rescued. Beautiful horse. But they get to live natural lives here, and that's what's important. Wild and free, remember those terms, not corralled and sterilized. Okay, what do we want? Corralled and sterilized or wild and free? I mean, people need to walk the talk. They're not doing it. They're just not doing it. And the people with the most money especially aren't doing it. So these big orgs that have millions of dollars in assets sitting around, they're not doing it. Here we are, we got pennies. We're penny paupers compared to them. And we're working our butts off sunrise to sunset and actually getting things done for wild horses. So we need your support. I mean, that's the only thing that's going to get this done. We can't keep doing this on air. I mean, we just can't keep doing what we're doing. This is just too hard. We're struggling too hard up here to try to make this happen. And, quite frankly, people don't realize, we don't have unlimited time on the planet. I'm 72 now, and so, I'm not going to be around forever. And I want to get this done. We got to get this squared away. We got to get these horses in America squared away. We got to end this myth that the BLM's been putting out and brainwashing everybody that these horses are not native. We need to get that squared away. We need to make these horses are national cultural heritage horses. This herd included. This herd was seen in 1580 by Sir Francis Drake. He was a military officer. He was working. He wasn't just a random journalist sailing around the ocean. In 1580, the British want to settle the west coast of the United States, and he was a serving military officer. He was a British knight, and he sailed up the west coast here in 1580, and his mission was to find resources and to potentially settle this side of the United States for Great Britain. And he was what was he looking for? He was looking for gold, timber, water resources, and especially horses, because on a military level, having horses gives you great mobility. And of course, they would just take them from the Native Americans that they saw them with. But he put that in his journal, and that's why I put it in the journal. Critical military intel. Horses are critical for cavalry, and for utility. So anyway, that's why that ended up in that writing. It wasn't because he was just trying to be friendly to, I know that, in 440 years the BLM will be persecuting, so I better put down that they're... No, that's not what happened. He was on a military mission. He was a military officer, and everything he wrote had a real important reason. So, this is truly a cultural heritage herd. Now, of course, not including the horses we've rescued. We have rescued horses from slaughter auction that are geldings and sterilized mares, and they've integrated into the herd here. And we've done that for a couple of reasons. One, we want to make sure that they integrate correctly. They do. We've studied that behavioral ecology and ethology. And two, we don't have enough fire protection up here where we are. Okay, there's probably 8,000 tons of excess fuel, grass and brush, at the end of the grazing season every year. That's our estimation from doing grazing analysis. And so what's going to eat that? Our deer populations collapsed. The elk populations collapsed. These are documented statements. Fish and Wildlife, which candy coats their data, the populations are decimated. And the last herbivore in the landscape, the wild horse, which reseeds, it's the only mammal that reseeds, they're taking those off too. I mean, we have to stop this. This is an ignorant approach to natural resource management. It's absolutely ignorant, and in fact, it's reckless. And it exposes Americans and taxpayers to more fire and more toxic smoke. And we can do something about this. But if you're out there watching this video, if you're funding the people that are promoting PZP and being on TV all the time because they want more money, not because they're getting something done or being the voice for the voiceless, they just show videos and do what they do to get more money. Look at their bank accounts. Do some homework. Look at their IRS 990s. For instance, American Wild Horse Campaign rebranded themselves because they want to be conservationists now, which they're not. There's no conservation being done in sterilizing horses. That's the antithesis of conservation. That's ending the life cycles of wild horses. That's what that is. So, but look at their 990. The last one I read said $5.2 million, which is up almost 100% from the previous year. So, and here we are, we're struggling along. We can't even afford a baby barn for our horses. So, and we don't have enough panels for the horses that we're trying to rescue and heal to preserve our little herd. So, which is a very valuable herd because of the precedence and the provenance we have from Sir Francis Drake. So we need your help. I mean, people need to stop talking and posting on Twitter and Facebook and write the checks. I mean, we're up here living on nothing. We're an all volunteer nonprofit. I don't get a dime. These other organizations, they pay themselves like kings and queens. They get, they're getting CEO pay. We don't get that. We don't get 10 cents. So, the bottom line is how long can we do this before we say, okay, we give up, we're beat. We need your help. If you want the status quo and keep seeing roundups, because they keep telling you, oh yeah, fertility control stops roundups. If you want to believe that myth, then go ahead, keep funding them. Because soon there will be no horses left in America. That's what you would be funding. Keep giving them money. You're going to be funding the end of wild horses in America. Or help us rewild, help us implement our large-scale programs, help us do the things we need to do here, and then you're going to see change because we can already show you what we've done. We've already published. Go look at our YouTube channel. Look at the work we've already done. We have 270, I think, videos we produced, just like this one, to educate people about what we're really doing. We can't even, Michelle and I don't even have money to buy clothes. People see me in this shirt all the time. They go, Billy, you only have one shirt? Well, I think I have three, actually. So, that's the thing. We're not driving. I've got a 25-year-old truck that I'm driving. I got a 15-year-old car up here in the wilderness. We're not living high on the hog like some of these CEOs of these big-time orgs that want to tell you they're saving horses. So it's up to you out there. Do you really want to save these babies or not? Do you want to save these horses or not? Do you want to save wild horses in America or not? Then you need to take a hard look at what's going on and stop just believing all the propaganda. So that's my rant. I feel the pain. These horses are all connected. They sense what's happening out there, trust me. And I feel the pain of the whole herd in the United States through these horses here and what they're feeling. They're connected. It's a connected universe. We know this now. The science tells us that. So I just ask you to help us out. We're doing the work. All you have to do is write a check. That's all you have to do. You don't have to show up here and do all the post hole digging and haul heavy stuff around and move trailers and find babies in the mountains that are maybe abandoned and stuff like that. You don't have to do that. You can just support us with your generous donation. We'll do the work. We'll make sure we get these horses from Nevada and get them reallocated. We're working on that right now. But it takes time and money. It's just me and Michelle up here, and we got a small board of all volunteers who have day jobs, by the way, and they still give their time willingly and without pay. So think about it. Think about what you're doing and take a hard look at these other organizations. Don't let the propaganda, don't let the optics, the good pictures they give you mislead you, just like the BLM does. Look at the pictures of Holly Waddell, inner city girl. Look at the pictures of who they got to run the BLM and the complete makeover they did on her. She doesn't know anything about wild horses, nothing, except what she's read in a book. That doesn't get you there, not even close. So that's about all I can say. We need help. It's up to you now to help out. Do your part. for America's wild horses. Thank you.